This is Invest Now America podcast. I am your host. I'm going to announce in a preliminary manner, we're going to have a 3-day stock investment camp. 3 days. It's going to go from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and lunch provided. This is for ages 8 to 17, and it's going to be good. Basically, what we're going to teach young people, going to expose to, well, there are three areas we're going to touch upon: how to make money, how to manage money, how to multiply money. A good part of what we're going to talk about is net worth and stock investing. And we're going to introduce our camp attendees about the stock market. You know, what is the stock market, the history of the stock market, number of companies on the stock market, what companies on the stock market. We're going to pay particular close attention to talking about publicly traded black-owned companies. In other words, black-owned companies, they're on the stock market, New York Stock Exchange, etc. And we're going to talk about myths about stock investing. One myth is that, I can't afford to do it. Well, if you got $5, you can do it. And so when a camp person, they successfully complete the camp, because they're going to be given an assessment test at the beginning. And you know what an assessment test is. We're just trying to gauge what you know, what you don't know. And then at the end of the camp, they'll be given the same test to see if they have progressed in any way in their knowledge. And if they get what we call an 80% pass rate, it's got to be 80% or higher, then we're going to give them, one, a book on the stock market. Two, we're going to give them a certificate. Actually, everybody's going to get a participation certificate. But the people who get 80% or higher on the assessment test, they will get 2 certificates. And then 3, they'll be given a few dollars to buy stocks at stockpile.com. You know, they'll be able to start their own stock account, and they'll go from there. And all the graduates we'll put them on our email list, and about once a month or so we'll send out a newsletter and talking about companies and talking about opportunities and talk about books that we recommend and talk about future camps they might be interested in participating in. So it's all that simple, but it's very important. It's very, very important. We haven't decided upon the exact dates, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's either going to be the 3rd or 4th week in July. Again, a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. A Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Some later date, I will give the exact date. And we haven't decided upon a tuition. We're sort of stuck between free or, charging the tuition of maybe $45. It costs us money to put these things on. It costs us money for the certificates. It costs us money for the books. It costs us money for the stocks. It costs us money to put it all together, to organize it. And then it costs us money for the lunch, because we order lunch every day. Our kids aren't going to go hungry. We're not going to allow that to happen. And then on top of that, we give them an opportunity to earn gift cards. That costs money. Those gift cards aren't given to us free. They cost us money. But it's great value. If you're really concerned about your child, your son or daughter, about learning about money, financial literacy and all, you want them with us. You want them in this camp. I've done camps like this, several in the past. It's about at least 3. And because of those camps I did, I can now point to you, show you 8 kids, 8 young people here in the city of Louisville started their own stock account. Think about that. They've started their own stock account. I have one young man, I looked at his stock account. His mother sent me a copy of it. I was like, whoa, kid. I told him, I said, man, you realize that your net worth is probably higher than a lot of adults that you know? He looked at me in shock, so I explained to him again, because I'd done it once before. I explained to him again what net worth is. Net worth is basically, you want a positive net worth. A positive net worth is where you own, OWN, more than you owe, OWE. So even if you're making like $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year, but you have debts of, let's say, $250,000, and your assets only come to a value of maybe $100,000, you have a negative net worth of $150,000. You have a negative net worth of $150,000. And even the money you have invested, it's not making much money for you, because really the money that it's making for you, it's already, there's already like a lien on it per the debts. So I explained to this young man, you don't have any expenses because your mother takes care of you. And by the way, she's a hard-working sister. She takes care, she takes care of her family, got a house and a whole bit. So I said to him, man, you ain't got no expenses and you have no debts. At least you better not have no credit card, auto debt, house debt. You have no debts, none. So everything that's done in the way of buying you assets, well, that's where you own. That's the stuff you own. You owe nothing. So every time you buy an asset like a stock in a company, there's just, it further increases your positive net worth. I was looking at that thing. I said, boy, I bet you I could take this and just randomly choose 4 or 5 black adults in your circle. And I bet you your net worth is higher than theirs. And he's like 9 years old. Think about that. If he stays in the stock market from now to the time he's 18, 19 years old, just think about where he'd be as far as his net worth is concerned. Just think about where he'd be. I think some of the companies he has are, I think like 2 or 3 of them they pay dividends. So every quarter he gets a little itty bitty little check, but it's reinvested. And then it's another check, itty bitty little check, reinvested, and it goes on and on and on and on like that. Let's just imagine that happening till he's 18, 19 years old. I said, my Lord, man, I'm smiling right now thinking about it. Warren Buffett, I don't know if you guys heard of him or not. He started investing when he was age 11. Look where he's at today. You ever heard of Peter Lynch? Peter Lynch is my favorite investor of all time. Peter Lynch would tell you in a heartbeat, oh yeah, get a custodial account for your child right now. Right now. What are you waiting on? You ain't done it yet? Dr. Boyce Watkins, he's from Kentucky. Might be from Louisville, but I definitely know he's from Kentucky. He'll tell you, go pick up the phone and talk to Dr. Boyce Watkins. Go pick up the phone and talk to him right now. Say, hey, Boyce, I got a 7-year-old son. I'm thinking about buying a stock account for him. He said, do it. What you waiting on? Need some money? I'll give you $5 to get that started. What you waiting on? Do it. Go ahead, do it right now. Hey, Boyce, I got a 13-year-old daughter. She's thinking, yeah, go. Get her in there right now. What you waiting on? I'm going to be real careful with this next statement. I get it when these white folks and these companies talk about equity. We support diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, here, I tell you what. With my black students, my black stock investment students, here's the only diversity we want. Here's the only diversity that matters to them. And I'm speaking as their, I guess you might say, financial literacy coach. Well, no, let me take that back. I'm going to speak as a financial literacy coach. Here's the only diversity I like. AT&T, Tesla, Apple, and Kroger. You get me? Different publicly traded company diversity like that. Some stock in energy, some stock in retail, some stock in oil and gas, diversity like that. Equity, stock. Give me some stocks. So I'm a shareholder in your company. That's kind of equity I like. Hey, man, we like what you're doing. Here's 100 shares of Kroger. God bless you. Thank you. And when do you want me to come over and mow your lawn? Because I will come over and mow your lawn. Hey man, I like what you're doing. Here's like 200 shares of AT&T. Thank you. God bless you. And your daughter's wedding is when? I'll be there to clean up afterwards. That's kind of equity I want. Inclusion, yeah. Include me in when you start talking about giving money to establish endowments. Oh yeah. You can include me in that meeting. That's a diversity, equity, inclusion I support. Absolutely. Positively. Got no problem with that. Just letting y'all white folks know. Just letting y'all white folks know. Those who are truly wanting to see black folk in the city of Louisville do for self. Hey, young man, you young black man at the Title I school. Come here, boy. Come here. We heard you're doing pretty well in your grades. We heard your behavior is good. We heard a number of positive results from your positive reports from your mom and your daddy. Here you go, man. What's this, sir? 25 shares of Nike. Oh, wait a minute. We're also going to give you like 20 shares here in Carver Bank. What's Carver Bank, sir? That's a black bank based in Harlem, New York. Wait a minute, sir. You mean tell me there are black folk who have publicly traded companies? In like New York Stock Exchange? And I said, yes, sir. Yes, we do. And here, you got 25 shares in that. How do you like that for diversity, equity, and inclusion? That's the only diversity, equity, and inclusion I like as a financial education coach for black youth in the city of Louisville. Now, here's another thing I got to say. I know some white folks get upset when you just say, hey, I'm about black youth. Dude, I can't take care of everybody, but I can take care of my own. I'll try to take care of my own. I'll try to take care of mine. I'll do the best I can to take care of my own. And so, yeah, I'm going to focus on black youth. I know some white conservatives has an issue with it. Well, I'm going to say to my white conservative brothers and sisters, and I literally mean white conservative brothers and sisters, man, you'll be all right. Deal with it. It's okay. Because when we had Booker T. Washington, and he focused on building a university for black folk, that helped everybody. That benefited everybody in Alabama and other parts of the United States and even overseas. When Elijah Muhammad, he wasn't the founder of the Nation of Islam, but he succeeded the founder. He went out there and said to the black folk, man, you better build your own businesses, man. Barbershops and the whole bit, their own newspaper. That didn't hurt white folks. That helped everybody. How does it hurt white folks when the Nation of Islam was taking some slug brains off the street and cleaning them up and making them productive citizens. How does that hurt you? How does that hurt you white folks? It doesn't. It helps. Contributes to the greater society. You know, you got More Grace Academy. More Grace Academy, bottom line, they're focused on black youth. There's no wrong with that. Now, I'm sure they'll take in a white student. They have no problem with that, but they're focused on black youth. Because they're saying, hey, we're going to produce, young people in strong moral character. You are academically proficient, intelligent, and they're going to go out here. And a lot of you white conservatives, you own companies, man, you're going to want to hire them. You probably could go to More Grace Academy graduation and sit there and say, man, I think I see my next executive manager coming across the stage. Yeah. And go to Simmons University. You should be seeing that. You should be thinking that way as well. Not going there and say, well, I'm looking for a diversity, equity, and whatever officer. No, you're looking for someone who's going to increase your bottom line. And you're going to pay him good money to do that. Oh, I want that guy right there. He's going to be a great salesperson. Oh, wait a minute. I want this guy over here. He's a great inventor and scientist. We need to hire that brother. Not because he's a brother, but because he's going to help with that bottom line. He's going to be a good employee. You don't have to worry about him stealing from you. So I'm saying to my white conservative brothers and sisters, don't fear what I'm doing. Support what I'm doing. Celebrate what I'm doing. Promote what I'm doing. because I'm saying the black youth, as many as possible, get involved in this economy, contribute to this economy. This is one of the capitalism, free enterprise. This is it. This is one of the best. This is great opportunity for us. Compete in that. Get involved in that. Benefit from that. Profit from that. That's not going to just help them and their family and their community. It's going to help the whole nation. How can you say there's a negative benefit if say, for example, one day, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, they do some research and they find that, hey, 80% of black youth under 17, let's say the under 17 crowd, 80% of them are stock investors. How's that going to hurt City of Louisville? How's that going to hurt white conservatives? How's that going to hurt white patriots? How's that going to hurt white Republicans? It's not. Not at all. So you guys need to be in the forefront of supporting what I'm doing. I tell you, the white liberals, the white socialists, cultural Marxists, they're the ones who are going to have some issues with it because they hate America. They want to use black folks to destroy America. Those white folks, they hate capitalism. They want to use black folks to destroy capitalism, free markets and free enterprise system. They don't like it at all. They want black folk focused on playing with their genitals and talking about gender fluidity and all this other kind of nonsense. They don't want black folk talking about net worth, wealth. They don't want black folk talking about making more money, managing money, and multiplying money. They don't want black folks to do that because that's going to make black folks stronger. White conservatives, you want black folks stronger. You want more liberty and prosperity in the black community. And that's all that can happen if we're following conservative principles. That's all that can happen if black folks at an early age are taught about capitalism, free enterprise. So those white folks on the other side of the aisle, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. And they shouldn't like it because it's a threat to them. It's a threat to them. Booker T. Washington once said it. He said there are some, they don't want the black man to be cured. They want him to stay sick. Because if he stays sick, then there are certain people, they always have that power. They'll always have that power over them. So I just wanted to say that, make that comment right there. I'm going to let you know the exact dates and the location and the times. I'll tell you right now, the location is going to be Launch Louisville, 816 East Broadway. 816 East Broadway. But I'm going to give the exact dates later. But I just wanted to put that out there.